I feel vindicated, and I'm happy that a judge could come and tell the mayor, you just can't do that. You don't treat people like that. It is a victory for myself. It is a victory for the Belize Association of Municipal Administrators that lobbied for these contracts. I am vindicated.
Vindicated. Former City Administrator Candice Miller is victorious in court and wins claim against the Belize City Council for wrongful termination. This afternoon, Justice Courtenay Abel handed down the decision in the trial which began on October 1st, in which Miller was seeking damages of almost $500,000. The council also made a counterclaim of over $1 million on Miller, but that did not stand. The justice ruled that based on the evidence presented before the court, as well as the testimonies of the four witnesses, including Executive Secretary Sandra Mogel, former Administrative Secretary Elizabeth Butler, Jules Vasquez, and Mayor Bernard Wagner, Miller did not neglect on her duties and her termination was unjustified.
When Ms. Miller was terminated, she was terminated on 3 specific grounds, and the court found that neither of those grounds, none of them was enough to warrant Ms. Miller to be dismissed summarily. And so we were successful in the claim. What the court had said is that you don't prevent someone. Essentially, I'm not going to say exactly, but the meaning behind it is you can't stop somebody from doing their duties and then turn around and claim that they were grossly in dereliction of their duties. That's just not how it works.
According to City Hall, Miller was terminated because she was derelict on her duties as city administrator when she failed to inform the mayor and the council of $1 million claim by Belize Waste Control. They believe she also did not demand full payment from Enrique Carballo, the General Secretary of the Mayor's Association, for a loan approved by former Mayor Darrell Bradley, but was never repaid. And third ground was the payment of $59,600 to Gilbert Franklin on March 8, 2018, even before the newly elected PUP council was sworn in. All 3 grounds on which Miller was terminated were ventilated during the proceedings, and the judge ruled that while the council may not have been happy with what happened, Miller was not negligent, and it could not be classified as a dereliction of duties.
The results is not what we anticipated, clearly. But the court has ruled, and we will review with our attorneys and see where we take it from here.
Is there any thoughts to appeal, or are you all going to?
I can't comment on that right now. I'll have to meet with my attorney, obviously, over the weekend, and certainly next week we'll be able to give you some response on that.
While the parties refuse to share the total award that Miller gets, in court we know that the former city administrator conceded to $120,000. And so she will be awarded somewhere around $378,000 plus cost of court, which is just under $70,000. But is the City Hall in a financial position to deliver on the award?
At this point in time, I cannot discuss that, but I'm certain by next week you will have that figure, and then we'll be able to give you some update on it.
I don't really want to go into the quantum because the judge has given a draft decision, and until that is completed, we have agreed to be very confidential about its contents. Never a fortunate time to have to come to court and deal with things like this. It's very costly, time consuming. The mayor has had to leave his office. My client has had to leave work. This is never a good thing for anybody. But what it says is a contract is a contract is a contract. And you must abide by the contract. And so you might not agree with things that would have happened in the first administration. The judge was clear, but you do not come in and then penalize somebody on false grounds. And so to me, that is the lesson to take away from this whole dilemma.
While Wagner will meet with his lawyer to determine a way forward, Miller walks away feeling justified in her action.
As city administrator, I did my job. I worked diligently. There was no instance of dereliction. And I am happy that the judge agreed with me today.
Duane, Moody for News 5.